Welcome to Rentschler Field in East Hartford, home to the UCONN Huskies. As we'll see, the winners of 4 straight, the Syracuse Orange, taking on a conference rival from the American, the UCONN Huskies. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Syracuse will kick off and we'll be underway. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Huskies offense will take the field first. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressures. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one, David.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get it started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going, make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
Got it in the middle, it's Fareed. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The Huskies come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And that's a first down.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Got a man. It's Porter.
Such a great job by the defense winning on early downs. What does that mean? Now it means 3rd and long. 3rd and long, now I go to dime packages, to nickel packages. I'm taking linebackers off the field and bringing on...
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
A loss of 8 yards on the play. Now, a 4th down.
We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. UConn will have to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He gets this one away, had one blocked last week. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. The Orange offense will get its first chance now. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that...
Breaks into the open. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches, and this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
Throws for the tight end. And the defense making a play and getting a hand on that pass. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Wants to throw, it's Carney. Pressure coming. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know, the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front, they could not protect him well enough.
Now a work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Here's a heat. That's caught. It's Tremble. They'll get him out of bounds and mark it at the 21. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Complete to the left. They corral him out of bounds, mark it down, and the 38, and this offense might have something going.
Good enough for first down.
To the air on 1st down. It's complete to the right. He stopped at the 49 after gaining 10. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Bringing the heat. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Dropping back, it's McDonald. Under fire. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Unloads to the wideout. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. UConn will have to punt it away. A low line drive and short kick. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark it down at the 38-yard line. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Pocket breaking down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, a first half that saw a little bit of everything there in East Hartford. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Rentschler Field.
UConn has it teed up to start this second half. Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. Cross the 30 to the 35, and that's a gain of 6. Syracuse might take a shot here on 2nd and short. Off play action. Looking for a deep man. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. He is going nowhere, and this defense is manhandling this running game on the last couple of snaps. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong, only called on twice in the victory last week. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. He'll do it himself. And this one will be stopped for no gain. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? From the gun, running back on the move. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking downfield, it's McDonald. They get to him as he throws. Catch in the middle, it's Porter. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. We've come to the break, and it's Syracuse on top. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the first down. Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And the Huskies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. There he goes. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. We've got a timeout on the field, a tight game in the fourth, and the brain trust will go to work. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Orange now facing a 3rd and short. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They boot it away on 4th down. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. To the air, it's McDonald. The sure hands, it's Porter. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Pulls it in, it's Harper. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. And they'll spike the ball to try to save as much time as they can. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got it in the middle, it's Fareed. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. Throws to the wideout. And good use of the hands from the defense to deflect the pass on 3rd down. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
Well, they're running 4 verticals down the field, and the quarterback's just hoping one of those matchups can win. But you got to give the defense credit. They were ready for it on the back end, and that is a massive interception late in this game with the score so close.
Huge interception. The 2-minute drill a lot of times decides the football game. And this defense, man, you could tell they were ready for 4 verts. They played deep. They read the quarterback's eyes. They break on the football, and they probably end this football game.
Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. Not exactly a ton of points in this one. They just couldn't overcome the offensive struggles and come up short.
And that's a bad feeling when you're the offense, because you see your defense time and time again getting stops, giving you the football back, and giving you an opportunity. The offense, they just couldn't pull their own weight.
I hear you. It's a bad feeling for the offense, but it really sucks for us as defense because we got to keep going back on the field time and time again with no offensive support. A lot of times the frustration will lead on the sidelines. You'll see people getting angry, but